Welcome to Chaotic Harmony. My name is John.
This is Crystal.
I'm Mark.
I'm Zoe.
We talk about the joys and the challenges of teaching music in the elementary school classroom. We share inspiration, we share struggles, we brainstorm solutions. We would love to have you join us.
Great. So today...
I wasn't very adventurous for that.
It's okay.
It's chaotic.
It's okay.
We are here to learn about the Chula Vista Elementary School District collaborative concert. Did I do it?
You
got
did
that.
it.
Awesome.
It was a mouthful.
Okay.
But you made it, Zoe.
And sitting here with us, we just heard who they are, but we have three awesome music teachers who have all, contributed a lot to this phenomenon.
Yeah.
Phenomenon?
Yeah.
Phenomenon. It's singular.
And
It's singular. It's a
in
phenomenon.
its second year of existence?
This is our second year,
Yes.
but the idea is phenomenal.
Okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
What do
We
you
made it.
do? Oh, he's so dumb.
All right.
Love it.
And so I'm just gonna ask you, John. So how did this start? Can you set the stage for us? Can you
Maybe
kind of
say what it is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The Chula Vista. I'm just gonna call it the collaborative concert. We don't need the formal
Okay.
accolades. The collaborative concert. So the collaborative concert is essentially an event every year. Right now. We've done our second year. We're aiming for our third next year, but it's something we try to do annually, to where we try to showcase as many schools as possible in the Chula Vista Elementary School District, showcasing their music programs. So the first year we had 5 schools, I believe it was. We had Finney, we had Casillas, we had Loma Verde,
Castle Park.
and Montgomery.
Was Otai there?
Ota was not there. Okay. No. It was just those 5. And that started... We'll get to that origin story later. But we started with 5, and this past year we did about 11 schools. 11 schools, I believe it was.
Yeah.
So, the essence of what the collaborative concert is meant to do is just showcase, hey, the arts, specifically the music down in Chula Vista, is pretty awesome. And it's not something that should be neglected. It is an event where we're not competing against each other. We are showcasing our arts, and what can we learn from this? What can we gather, and what can we celebrate, essentially?
And John, or anyone, do you know how many schools we have within the district?
46, I want to say.
Pretty much
Yeah.
a quarter
Yeah.
of the schools, so 25% of all the schools
Just
in the
about.
district had representation at this concert.
And I aim for more.
In its second year.
In its second year, I know.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first question you had was, how did this start?
How'd you come up with the idea?
Yeah, well, the first started with we just finished our ORF training, and we
Level
were over
1.
at level 1. It was great, and we were at Miguel's, and we were just talking. I said, hey, we should just do an event, and I believe it was a bunch of us that were talking about it. But then, school happens, and it's difficult for these things to push on. But I got with Maya, I got with you, Mark, as well. I got with some people. I was like, hey, this needs to happen. And it was a little more last minute than I wanted it to happen, but it still worked. It happened. And so we went to the South Chula Vista Library, and we had 5 schools perform there. And graciously, they allowed us to perform. And in the main hall, they had an awesome crew that just moved all the art that was there.
Wow.
It was
Yeah.
a huge ordeal for them, but they were kind enough to do it. And
We had this idea when we first talked about it that we were just going to gather around the rug in the children's room. You remember that? That's like how we marketed it.
I know.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be really informal. Just come to the rug.
Sorry, library.
Yeah.
I
And then this poor library got slammed. We had a huge turnout.
The thing was,
Wow.
we were supposed to actually be in the children's room. You're right.
Yeah.
And I thought it's not going to be a huge concert. And then the first family shows up with that 6 people. Oh my gosh.
Well, that filled the children's room.
Yeah.
And fortunately, one of the other librarians is there, and they noticed what happens. Hey, we got to change this up. This is going to be bigger. And I believe, if I remember correctly, there was over 200 people that showed up.
Yeah.
my goodness.
It was cramped.
It was cramped. It was... I imagine that in the children's portion. And yeah, that would not have worked. It was definitely a successful
Sounds
concert.
like it, yeah.
All the schools were happy to be there. We had strings from Castle Park. We had choirs from my school at Casillas, as well as Finney, as well as Loma Verde or Aurora. I forget which one. We had band over from Montgomery.
Yeah.
And then the next year we decided, hey, we need to be bigger, but we can't do it at the library anymore. We can't rely on that.
They don't want us back.
And so we actually did a much more formalized approach. We tried to actually create an honors orchestra / band. That didn't work out, unfortunately, due to numerous reasons.
This year.
This
It'll work
past
out
year.
this year.
Yeah.
We'll get it next year.
Yeah, I'm just being
the
grand
optimistic.
plan.
There is a narrative.
I'm being optimistic.
Okay, I know.
Okay, wait, because I'm already getting lost.
Okay,
So
my
just
apologies.
like context, I'm the only one who has not participated in this. I observed it for the first time from backstage this year. But okay, recap.
Yes.
2016, just completed level 1. Is that
17, I believe.
17?
Yes,
Okay.
Summer, is that correct?
16,
17,
17.
yeah, 17.
It's summer 17.
17? Okay. 2017, we get together, chips, guacamole, having a
White
great
sauce.
time. Yeah. And
White sauce.
okay, so you
Love
guys,
that white sauce.
I'm sorry.
Continue.
If you visit San Diego, go to Miguel's and just ask for the white sauce.
No, if
and
you visit
chips.
San Diego, call us and we will go to Miguel's with you
That's
right.
and have
That's
white
right.
sauce with you.
Better
Okay.
option.
If you're listening to this, we want to meet you. Sorry, Zoe. You can continue.
Follow us on.
and recap, continue. Okay,
for it.
so then you have the little baby idea, and then that grows, and then first concert,
Yes.
small, 5. You
Yes.
anticipated it to be very intimate, casual at the library, but then it exploded. Everyone brought their grandma, their auntie, and it was just like big event.
Huge.
So you
Huge.
saw the community kind of like showed you, we're gonna make this bigger.
Yes, very much so. Very much
Yeah.
so. And like that was the reason why, hey, we need to find a bigger venue for next year because I wanted it to be bigger.
People were excited.
Exactly. And I started small. I don't remember. It was a little more handpicked. I didn't really just spread it out because I wanted to kind of test the waters, see how this worked out.
Right. Yeah. Gotta start somewhere.
And I kind of feel like we need to backtrack a little bit here too,
Sure,
because
yeah.
all of us were starting these brand new programs, and all of us had talked multiple times throughout the year about how we were feeling a lack of enthusiasm from our communities and just really having trouble engaging parents,
Sure, yeah.
and getting people to show up to our concerts. And so that's why we thought, oh yeah, we're going to have 5 schools come around the rug in the children's room at the library, because we really didn't anticipate very many people, like maybe 10 or 20 from every school site max,
And also, it's difficult when you go to a place where that's might be close or might be far from where your school site's at.
Right.
People might or might not be able to drive there.
Yeah, a lot of
they
our families don't have cars.
go on cars or work multiple jobs, and where it's just difficult to have them at this, even come to the concert. Not even their
Yeah.
families, they're themselves.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, we'll start small. It's gonna be small. No
Yeah.
worries. Nope.
Nope, not small.
Not small at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so from there, I realized, okay, we got to go bigger. And so the next school year, 2018, fall of 2018, so we started from the top. So we sent out emails like, okay, who wants to be part of this? And we actually had a small little cabal of people that came together and started talking about it. I probably sent them too many emails. But it eventually became to where 11 school sites came together to perform at this time at my school, Casillas Elementary. Yeah, there was a lot of questions. Should we do it at high school? Should we do it at... But it ultimately is like,
Yeah.
you know what? Once again, this is still young.
It is.
I
Well,
wanna-
and performance venue is a huge problem
It
for
is
us.
a huge problem, yes. And so might as well just start. I know my school site. Hopefully I do. No, I know my school site. And so like we're going to have it at Casillas. And graciously, because we had performing groups, and there's no way we were going to have all the kids plus also the parents be there. I was estimating probably 800 people was going to show up.
Yeah.
And I think including students, that's probably
about
about
right
how
there.
much it was.
Yeah. So the scale of it really struck me because I got there a little bit early to help set up, even though you had already done most of the setup. Don't know how you did all that, John. But anyway, like the whole school was basically being utilized. Like the
Yes.
classrooms were being used as green rooms.
Yes.
And yeah, there was like a little check-in. And can you kind of explain like how you visualized like 800 people convening at your school, converging?
Fortunately, I had some experience. We were getting ready for a variety show, and we had to have kids in classrooms for that. We've also done VAPA showcases where we had a lot of people. And I thought this was going to be an outdoor performance, but then, of course, San Diego weather decided to throw a wrench in our gears, and it was going to rain that night.
Oh, that's right.
That was a
Yeah, it was going to be an outdoor thing.
It was an outdoor thing, and less than 7 days before, we decided, okay, we got to shift this into the
Rain
NPR,
plan.
which has room for 400 people. And so I had already been tinkering with the idea, hey, we need to have this streamed. And as we were forced to be in our multi-purpose room, say, okay, this is not just an idea, this has to happen.
Wow.
So we had an overflow room. Fortunately, it wasn't filled, but we had an overflow room where we had the video shown in that room, like live streamed. And also we decided, hey, if we're going to do this, might as well have this experience, because we want to have the kids watch this, not just, perform on stage and go off stage, but really see, oh, cool, that's what that school is doing. Hey, we're doing as good of a job as them. Oh, hey, we can improve here, and just watch where the music program is going. And so each school can just see where everyone's at and just come together.
Right.
And one of the coolest parts was that at the very end of the concert, I was really insistent, we need to have one piece that we do together.
Yeah, that was amazing.
It was phenomenal. And fortunately,
we all sang around.
And we learned at the ORF level 2.
Row, row, row your boat.
No.
Nailed it.
Get out.
See ya.
No, we did. It was Kum Kum Lele. I don't know who that was by. Yeah.
We can find out.
Okay. It's in the notes. You can look below. But we did around, and so I'm really grateful for these people here, these 3 people, plus also the other music educators, because I was just trying to make sure everything was in charge. But what happened was my choir was the last choir, and then we grabbed a bunch of schools to come also on stage. And then someone had the idea to fit everyone else backstage. And then last minute they opened up the ropes, and the curtains opened up, and you see
Hundreds of kids.
It was a lot of kids crammed on
It was a
those.
lot of kids.
It was like, it was ridiculous. It was amazing in the same sense, and like everyone was singing together, "Kum Kum Lele," a song that I taught my kids, and they probably never, interacted with anyone from, Chula Vista Hills or from Finney or from Montgomery, but we all sang it together, and there was a sense of community there that was just,
for sure.
Even though we weren't all on time, we all were passionately singing boisterously together, and it was amazing.
It was beautiful.
Yes,
it was really beautiful. I remember one of my kids asking me, is this a competition? And I said, absolutely not. This is a celebration.
Yes.
It's a celebration of what you guys get to do at Finney and what everybody else gets to do. And you had the brilliant idea to stream the performance. So as we were waiting in all the classrooms, we got to watch the entire concert, and it was so great for them. And I had nothing but positive feedback from the parents who came, and they were completely blown away that, Mark, you had a band program at your site, and John had this beautiful choir going on, and Lori had an incredible strings program to show off. We decided to bring an after-school ORF group that had been really informal, but the kids were so proud to show off what we'd done.
And they did an amazing job.
Yes.
It
Yes,
was
man.
so cool.
I did want to hear from each of you, like what your ensembles shared at the collaborative concert, and like kind of like what Crystal just said, like kind of like the reaction
sure,
to their performance. But before we do that, so you get a second to think about it, I just want to like give you props, John, because
Yes.
like you
Serious
had
props.
so many logistical decisions to make, and I just saw you like really stepping into this leadership role and just like flew with it, and it was an amazing event. It was high quality, and like people were able to come together in a way that I haven't seen before.
thank you. I have to give a shout out. I have to give a shout out though to Carolyn, the music
for
teacher
sure.
over at Mueller. She,
Totally.
even though her group did not perform, she was definitely a huge help as far as the logistical aspect. So, but thank you for your kind words. I do appreciate that. It was,
You crushed it, John.
Totally crushed it.
All right.
We had quite the
Yeah.
front row too. We had a lot of people from the district in administrative roles come turn out. We had our representatives from VH1 Save the Music in the front row watching what was going on. We had people from the San Diego Youth Symphony. It was quite the turnout.
we had district superintendent there.
Yeah.
Other board members. I think at least one of the principals were there.
I believe the president of the board was there also.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
we're like this.
Amazing. Oh my goodness. Mark, you were an amazing MC.
Well, thank you. That's very kind.
Someone I remember was like, it was someone from the board. I think it was Lori Humphrey was like, you just were like Ryan Seacrest. And it's true.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, and maybe it was you, John, who asked, or I threw my name, like, if you need an MC, I can do it. I'm capable of doing it. If you'd like someone else, I'm not offended that you chose someone else, but in the end, you allowed me to do it. And it was so fun to be able to MC. And that's the evening that all the parents learned that Crystal likes to fly fish in Oregon.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
I missed that.
That was my intro.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I missed
Next
this.
up is Finney Elementary School, led by Crystal Pridmore, who likes to fly fish in Oregon.
Is that true?
So
That was
fact?
yes.
So
that was what he
Crystal-
said.
I did.
Wait,
So,
wait.
okay,
Before
let's
you
just...
before you speak,
Okay, we're
Mark,
gonna bring this up.
Crystal.
This is happening.
Is this a
happened.
fact or is this a factoid?
No, this is for sure. This happened in real life, in real time.
But Crystal doesn't fly fish in Oregon.
no, I don't. Fly
That's what I was
fish in
asking.
Oregon.
Okay, so
Oh
you
no.
Mark, I chose
No,
the
here's
right
what
MC.
happened. Here's what happened. He asked us to turn things in, and I didn't turn anything in because I never speak at my performances if I can help it.
Same here.
It's a philosophy. Okay, high five. No, and I really believe in letting the kids intro it. So I told him, the kids have got it. We rehearsed it, but no.
And I respect that, but in my defense, I told you that that's what I was going to say.
It
and
is.
you
I
said,
just didn't think he would actually do it.
Well-
not that it matters.
That's if I have a mic, you don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen.
And you're in my house with a mic. So.
Yep. Beware. But yeah, so I needed to say something.
You did.
And so
You
I
had
said
to.
something.
Just had a burning need to.
And
It's all good.
You fly
As-
fish in Oregon.
Okay,
huh?
whatever, dude. See, when the kids are on stage, nobody cares who I am except the little people who are watching me direct. Like that, they're the only ones who care. So,
Which is my
spotlight
total
on
philosophy
them.
too. Like we just had we had a bunch of performances recently. On Tuesday, we had our parent volunteer breakfast, and so our second and third grade choir sang "What a Wonderful World" and "Count on Me."
Aw.
And so we went in. I said 0 words, and it was the greatest thing. All I
Yeah.
did was accompany on guitar, and I helped them get through the songs, but I didn't say anything, which
Yep.
I totally agree with.
Yeah.
But I had to fill that space.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
But
And you're a good sport.
so
Who's ready to like give our listeners an idea of what you what your ensembles,
Sure.
what your students
Bring it on.
did?
Cool.
we can go backwards because I finished off the set.
Yes.
My kids sang Mr. Moon, which is a round we learned at the Orff level 1. I actually had 3 songs ready for it, the concert, but things were just not progressing as fast as I wanted to. So we actually decided, hey, like the week before, 2 weeks before the concert, we're gonna learn the song. Fortunately, you guys many of you learned it last year, but we're gonna learn it now. Just so it would be a song because I didn't want to just do one song for the concert. So we sang Mr. Moon, which they nailed it. And also we did All I Need by Switchfoot. It's kind of become a tradition that we sing a Switchfoot song every year. Personal bias, but you know.
It's all good.
They did come to your school.
Yep. We talked about that.
Yeah, they also kind of are one of the few heroes I have. So.
Oh.
Respect.
Yes. So we did more of an informant. I had an after school club spring up almost accidentally. I just had a group of kids who were hanging out in my room after school who wanted to play on the Orff instruments more. So I told them it was fine if they just wanted to come play around. And since we had more and more of them showing up after school over a period of a couple of months, I just decided to make it a little bit more formal. So we just did stuff that we'd been doing in class. We did a song from the volumes, Girls and Boys Come Out to Play. We were working on Hiya from Volume 1. And we just had a lot of fun. So a lot of our parents in the district don't have any idea what Orff work is or what these wooden instruments that we play on are. And so I just decided to have the kids explain what the Orff process was. And that's what we did. So
No, go for it. Finish it.
No, I had one of my little girls just say we start with a rhythm, then we add simple body percussion, then we add movement, and then we add xylophones. And as she explained the process, the kids filled it in on stage.
That's something I really love about the collaborative concert. We had such a wide variety of styles. Even when you had
Mm-hmm.
Mark's band versus was it Eastlake?
Sunnyside.
was Sunnyside, thank you. Sunnyside's band. They were very different. Then you had also, Finney doing something completely different, not just Orff, but also an Informants. It was, once again, a showcase of these children in Chula Vista are doing these awesome things in music, but they're very different, but they're all valid. Very valid. Yeah. I had a similar situation. Like, my school is very sports heavy. And we have, like, in our multi-purpose room, like, a bunch of banners of, like, the sports we've won and such. And, like, so they have this mindset before I came in, like, winning. And there's something to be said about that. Like, I enjoy, comparing ourselves and how we are compared to everything else. But ultimately, this concert was not about competition. And I really had to reinforce this. Like, it's not about winning or losing. This is about, I wish I had
celebrating.
I like that. I'm gonna have to use it next year. Celebration. That's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Marc not only emceed, his band performed too.
They did. So I've been fortunate enough to grow. My program have grown where I can have two levels of band. And so this year I had an intermediate band and a beginning band. Nice. And my intermediate band was asked to perform, and so we performed. I honestly can't remember what we performed. I know we performed a piece by James Kernroe called Whirlwind, but we performed something else, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head.
It's been a long year.
It's
been like 5 years.
After I asked the question, I was like, I don't think I would have been able to answer this.
I know we performed Whirlwind, but we were small. We had 13 kids in band, but it was one of those things where when you have a small group, everyone's responsible for their part. And it was just so cool to see. Like, I had one trumpet player, and her name is Brianna, and Brianna was amazing. And she has since come to my room and like, Mr. Keehmer, I'm gonna play trumpet in middle school, and I'm gonna play in high school. And like, they're so excited to continue this. And I really think it's because we had a small band, and that's okay. Like, I've always been under the mindset, like, you need to have these large numbers. Like, no, you just need to have quality instruction and quality kids, and give them a chance to grow and to get better as musicians. And we had that. And they did an amazing job. And I think that night a couple of kids were missing because they couldn't get rides or they had something. I can't tell you. I don't remember what their excuse was. But the kids who showed up did great. It was a lot of fun. And I was super proud of them. And I think we may have been the smallest performing group that night, but they weren't afraid. They were confident in what they knew. A little bit of like butterflies before, but I just told them like, hey, you know this, and no one else here tonight is playing what you're playing. So do your best job. And they did. And it was so cool to see.
Great.
And, I feel like that is kind of like a example of the mark of a great
Marc with a C.
Of a great concert or event where people, whether it's the performers or the people in the audience, are like, "Oh, that was awesome! When is it happening again? When can we do this again?" Yeah. So like, okay, 20. I don't remember what year it is. 2019. No.
2020 next year.
2019 we did it. So 2020. Whoa, what are we thinking?
What's next?
Yeah.
So
how do we grow this?
I have yet to contact y'all, but one thing I'm aiming for is having 2 concerts.
Okay.
Because that was a big event.
Yeah, it was
a huge
pretty
event.
long too.
And I want to have more groups, but no way we're gonna have more groups in one night.
No way. Nobody's sitting through that. Nobody.
I would love for it. It would be a great way to showcase, but realistically, that's just not gonna be feasible. So getting more people, getting more groups, getting more variety. And my goal is, first off, trying to also make this more collaborative. I know that it was a little more on my end. I have that on me. But anyways, just having it to the point where people really see, hey, the music here is not just something we do after school. It's not just something that we do as a filler time for classroom teachers to do their thing. That's important, but in the same sense, we're creating art, we're creating music, and it's not we as Mr. Seligman, Miss Pridmore, Miss Kumagai, Mr. Keehmer. It's these kids, these it's kindergarten to 6th. They're working to make this music, and they have the ability. All these kids are artists, and I really want to make that impact. That hey, these kids are awesome.
Yeah,
this program means something.
Definitely.
Can we aim to have like a collaborative week where the district recognizes about like collaboration among schools, and like every single weekday there's a collaborative either cluster or performance at a school with like a couple schools involved. Like, how cool would that be?
That would be cool.
That would be a great goal.
That's beautiful.
That'd be
I
so
like
fun.
that.
I
Like,
like
just
it.
recognized by the district. Like, this is our collaborating amongst schools, amongst district, like amongst
Including the
proper-
arts.
Absolutely.
Because if you are a student in Chula Vista Elementary School District, you receive the arts. I think
Let's
that's
get
cool.
That'd
Yeah.
be crazy if we could actually go further. But
I think we totally could do it.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe they'll actually build us a concert hall that can fit us all.
Ooh.
We need one so badly.
That's
do.
true.
We do. There's no venue for anybody over 1,000 really.
Frank Gehry, if you're listening, we'd love to
We
partner
need
with
an
you.
auditorium.
Marc Keehmer, I'm more than
You
happy
wanna-
to talk with you.
tweet us at MR.
Yeah.
KEEHMER.
Help us build a concert hall by the border that fits us all.
Seriously. Okay. Spiccato is where we typically do something fun and silly. So, who here has something that they'd like to?
Mark is reaching.
I have a book.
Awesome.
Ooh. Aww.
The book is titled
Dude, this.
Love You Forever.
Oh, gosh. This is the book that made me cry when I was young and now.
So, there's a story behind this book. I'll pass it around if you want to look through it. Growing up, my mom used to read me this book often. At least I can remember often. And as I've shared a couple times before on previous episodes, my wife and I, we have an 8-month-old named Gemma. And so right before Gemma was born, my mom gifted me this book. And I was like, that's awesome. Like, thanks, Mom. Like, that's so kind. And so a couple months ago, I sat down to read it with Gemma, and I just bawled. I couldn't finish the book. Like, I just was crying, and just the emotion that came with it. And like, for me, like, it's a simple story. It's a beautiful story. It's the story. It's I Love You Forever. I don't remember the author off the top of my head, and Miss Kumagai has the book, so it's fine. It's by Robert Munch and Sheila McGraw.
Minch.
And it's just about this baby and this mother, a relationship, and baby grows up, and the mother, throughout each stage of his life, just continues to sing this song, I love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. And then at the end, the baby, who is a boy, he's a man at this point, and then the mother is old and sickly, so he goes to mom's house and tucks her in and kind of sings this song that she's been singing to him his whole life, and then he goes back home to his daughter and sings it. And like, for me, it was just kind of this parallel of my life, of like, my mom's not old and sick at this point, but like, she used to sing that song to me growing up, and then I'm able to go home and to pick up my daughter and to sing it to her. It's just I don't know, I love this book. It's super tied into who I am and who my daughter Gemma will be, and just yeah, that's my Spiccato
Aww.
fact.
So have you used it in music class?
I haven't used it in music class, no, but I totally could.
How could we?
Yeah.
How could you?
Oh,
Without
man.
crying.
I don't
No,
know.
that's not going to happen. That's an impossible task.
When I just like skimmed it, it really gave me like that Pixar like first 5 minute vibes or something.
It is.
My
But
heart.
just thinking, like, thinking about your students, how many of them don't have a figure in their life that just tells them, like, you're cared about,
Yeah.
you're seen, you're loved?
It's true.
Honestly, that was my first reaction to you pulling the book out, was how many of my kids are foster kids and from homes where they're not living with mom and dad. And so I have to be honest, I totally connect with the book, you know, because my parents read it to me too, but
same.
I'm lucky enough to have two parents who raised me who are still married to each other. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Maybe it's a summer project.
But I do love the theme, and I absolutely take the theme of being loved and cared for and having a place to belong. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe if you change the words in the
Yeah.
poem. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
Instead of my baby, like my students.
Aww.
You know?
Love you forever. I
that's
like
a
you for
good
always.
thing. So like, not just that, but just fostering school family.
Yeah.
I love
A little
how it's
cheesy, but
I
that's
love
okay.
you and
No,
I
I
like
love
you,
that.
Yeah.
and it's intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
I love that book.
That's really cool.
Brings me
Thank
to
you for
tears.
sharing that.
Yeah. I thought like the first time I'd read it, I'm like, oh, this is totally fun. Like I was reading this book, my mom read it to me. Oh, mess.
It didn't work, huh?
Absolute mess. And my wife Brianna was just sitting there. She's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah,
You know,
I'll get through it. Just give me a second." Like I was just
in studying
a
the
wreck.
cover illustration, I feel like there is a ORF activity in the toilet paper roll.
I don't see
Come
it.
on, unrolled toilet paper. Come on, no.
Different levels.
This is
Going from high to low.
Yeah, unroll a roll of toilet paper. Movement activity.
Okay.
Come on, people. Come on.
okay.
You with me?
I like that. I like also, if you want to look at the cover. So on the cover, you see the child is probably on toddler years.
Mm-hmm.
He is being the child, and he's pretty much
Completely
messed
destroyed
up,
the bathroom.
destroyed the
Right.
bathroom. He has a watch, and he's about to flush it down the toilet. Yeah, it's a bad mess. But one thing I'm thinking of is, since he's gonna flush that watch down the toilet, I'm thinking about soundscapes.
Yeah, that's where I
Flush
started
the toilet.
thinking. Yeah,
Yes, soundscapes. Absolutely. So take instruments and open it up to a page and make what the page sounds like.
Oh my
Or
goodness.
go to the
What would
bathroom
it
and then just flush in the
Brilliant.
toilet.
without
Brilliant.
reading the words, I
Oh,
wonder
that
if they
would be a
could.
perfect soundscape.
It would be
Okay,
a great soundscape book.
This particular page has the little boy grown up to probably preteen years at this point, and he and a friend have just destroyed the living room with pizza and just soda cans all over the place, and they're just rocking out to something, and it's
We don't know what. You have to create the sound.
Exactly.
I like it. Ooh, this is a good direction to take this one. I like
Yeah.
it.
Wow.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Mark. Okay, so
right.
last thing on docket.
Round of the week. Round of the week.
Yeah. Who's
Yeah.
got one? Is it me? Is it my turn?
I believe so.
Or is it you, Mark? Did
Mr.
you have
Kimber, do
one?
I have one off the top of my head. If you don't, I can take over. This,
for it.
This particular round, is called Alfred. So
My kids love that
I'll
song.
sing it first.
That's a
and
little tiny alligator.
do you want to just sing it all together?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
we
we
know
know
this
it.
one really
Yeah,
well.
it does.
1, 2, ready, go. Have you ever been down the water spout to the very bottom of the water system? There you will find a little alligator who goes by the name of Alfred. If you do, he is mine. I lost him, I threw him down the water spout, and now I'm feeling lonely 'cause he's gone. I miss him. Have you ever been down the water spout to the very bottom of the water system? There you'll find a little alligator who goes by the bottom of the water system. There you will find a little alligator who goes down the water spout, and now I'm feeling lonely 'cause
I
he's
threw
gone.
him down the water spout, and now I'm feeling lonely 'cause he's gone.
I miss him.
Nice.
Cool.
Noise.
I like it.
Yay. Hey. Good job, guys.
Good
That was-
job.
Thank you.
That was fun for me to learn about. Cool.
All right, where can we find each other?
Oh.
Zoe.
Yeah.
Where can we follow you?
I'm on Twitter at Ms. Kumagai.
All right, I'm on Twitter at Finny Vappa. You can find me blogging at crystalpridmore.com.
You can find me on Twitter, not blogging, just Twitter, at Mr. Keehmer.
And for the educational stuff I do, you can find me on the tweets at Mr. Seligman, MrSeligman. Hopefully soon enough, there will be a website. But yes.
Cool.
We'll keep you informed. Thanks for
Awesome.
listening.
Yes.
All right. This is Chaotic Harmony signing off. The Chaotic Harmony podcast is a joint project between Crystal Pridmore, Jonathan Seligman, Zoe Kumagai, and Marc Keehmer. You can find us online at chaoticharmonyclassroom.com. You can email us at chaoticharmonyclassroom@gmail.com and let us know what you think. Give us feedback about what you would like to hear in future episodes. We're on all the socials. Find us on facebook.com/chaoticharmonyclassroom. You can find us on Twitter at @CHClassroom, Instagram at Chaotic Harmony Classroom, and you can even find our episodes on YouTube. Chaotic Harmony is the name of our channel. Special thanks to Brian Pridmore for his help with production and equipment. www.pridmoria.com.